Everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to another episode of Platform App Builder Certification Series. So today we're going to look at the second aspect of the data security. If you remember in our last episode, I talked about org level security, right? Where you can secure your org using password policies, using login hours, trusted IP ranges, right? And so today we're going to look at the object security. So if you remember, I mentioned that object security helps you to object level security means where if you do not want some user to edit, create an object, right? A record in an object. So you can do that using profiles. So that's the best way we can enhance as well as enforce the object security. So in our example, right, let me give you a very classic example so that it will become very clear for you. And it's a very important topic, though. You need to understand from a app builder or a developer or admin, whatever, right? Okay, so the first thing first, you need to log into your org, which is very important, right? Because it's very important you watch the tutorial series and then go and do hands-on, right? Which is very important in my opinion. Okay, so I've logged into my org. So let me take you to an object which I've created. In one of the episode I talked about that's called Be a Friday. So if you go to so I logged in as a sysadmin, right? So I got pretty much access to everything. So I'm gonna go to Be a Friday here, right? And I'm gonna go here. So you see, I can pretty much create a new record here, right? No problem whatsoever. So that's fantastic, right? Because I have access to this object. I can create it, I can edit, right? And I can modify the stuff. So that's linked to my sysadmin profile. Now let me log in as another user, and I'll show you whether that user has an access or not, and we'll find out. So let's go back to our setup again and go to user. So I have this dummy user. I've created a test user. So my apologies if the name is not so fancy, but it will do the job for now. So go to login here. And so I've logged in as test user, right? This is what a user named test see when he or she logs into their org. Okay, so go to this tic-tac-toe icon, go to Be a Friday. And so I'm going to go to Be a Friday, right? And you see that I do not have access to create a record, right? I can see this, right? And I can't even edit it, right? So I can only view this information, right? I can go here and I can view the record, which is fine. So you might wonder, what's going on, right? Why I do not have a write, edit access. So if you ever experience this scenario, the first thing I would suggest you to go and look at this user profile. So which which exactly what we're going to do now. So let's log out as a test, right? And then this is a troubleshooting step I'm teaching you, and so it will come handy. So go to this user, right? So go to this user, and so now this user has, if you remember I talked about the profile, every user is associated with one profile, right? You can't assign more than one profile to this user. Okay, so role is not mandatory. If you want to assign or if you do not want to assign, that's your choice. Okay, now so this user is assigned to this sysadmin profile. So let's go to this sysadmin. So when you click on it, it will take you this one, right? So now look at this boy here, object settings here, right? Okay, so permission to access objects, fields, and settings that specify which record type. Okay, now go here and look for the Beer Friday, right? Beer Friday. Excuse me. It will take you here. Now, here you are, right? Now, this is where the magic happens. Now, if you look at this object, right, you will see that this object do not have a create access, right? Do not have edit access, do not do not have delete access, right? Now, I can give create, edit, and delete access just to give you a demonstration, but that may not be a correct solution all the time. So let's go and edit this first. The reason why I tell you why it may not be a good option all the time So I'm gonna give edit, let's say modify all, right? So I will give access to everything. Save. It just take a while to save it, depending upon the speed of your org. Okay, it's saved, nice and easy. Okay, now let me log in as a test user again. Okay, so I'm gonna log in. All right, now we will go to the beer Friday items, right? There you are, you see? Now you can create it, right? You can do new, you can edit, you can delete, right? That's because this behavior is controlled by a profile. Fantastic, right? Nice and easy, very simple concept, nothing fancy about it, okay? Now, think about a scenario. Okay, let me go back and revert this change to the initial change where this user do not have an access. Okay, let's say, let me change it and explain it, the scenario. I don't want create, I don't want edit, I don't want delete. Okay. So what might have happened, the sysadmin would have intentionally disabled create CRUD access to this specific profile, right? So, and all the user belonging to that, because maybe that's the business requirement that all the user belonging to custom sysadmin should not have CRUD access, update and create access, right? To the specific object, except the read access, right? So now, but there is an exception to this rule. So according to the business requirement, so the person who is looking after the beer Friday is on a holiday. So they want to assign temporarily create update access to the test user. Right now, obviously, you can't go and change the profile because there might be a different. There might be 10 other users who is a part of this, who are part of this profile. So, if you modify a profile, so it will give access to all the users belonging to this profile, right? And which is not what we wanted at first place. So, can we do something where only test user get access to Beer Friday, where he or she can create, read, right? So obviously you can do that. You can use permission sets for that. So let's use the permission set. Okay, so we're gonna go to permission sets here, right? So this is where permission sets are handy. Permission sets will actually give you access to, with using permission sets, we can give access to the test user, create, update access. Or in other words, you can say create, edit, and delete access. So go to new, right? You can see beer Friday permission set. Okay, and this is so if you wanted to apply the permission sets or only when sessions met criteria, you can. For now, we keep the default. So license, we're gonna choose the Salesforce license, right? And we're gonna save it. Okay. Now, right, so now we can manage assignment first. So this is very important. So you need to obviously assign the user, right? Otherwise there's no point in creating permission sets, right? So go to add assignment and I'm gonna choose this, right? And assign, okay? Done? Fantastic, right? Now we're gonna go back to permission sets. Okay, now nothing has happened. So what we've done, we just created a permission set. So we go to object settings. Okay, and let's go to beer, just type wall for search, beer Friday, excuse me. Okay, so here the magic happens. You can give all the create access to this specific permission sets for this object. So go to edit. right? And you're going to do enable, so modify all, okay? And so, yep, that's good enough for now. Okay, save. Fantastic, right? Nice and easy. Okay, now let's go back to the user again and see whether if we got an access or not. Log in. Okay, so this is, we cancel it. Beer Friday. Voila, right? You have an access here, right? Interesting. Exciting, right? Okay, now let me remove this user from a permission set, okay? Because this user is obviously temporary, right? I mean, this operation is temporary. So that guy came back from holiday, so now test user no longer needed access to Beer Friday object in terms of create, update, right, and delete. So we go to permission sets, and we go to Beer Friday, and go to manage assignment. We go to remove assignment. Done, right? Okay, go to permission set. Simple. Okay, now let's log in as the user again. Go to test. Go to Beer Friday. There you go. So this user do not have any read or write, do not have create, edit, delete access, right? So this is how permission set works, profile works. So the object security is important. You need to understand how this works. So I've tried to demonstrate in a business scenario, using a business scenario, although the business scenario is not so great, but I hope you understood what I'm trying to convey. This is a very simple concept, yet very powerful. Security is very critical when it comes to Salesforce, right? Because you need to understand what you're trying to achieve at first place, right? It's not about point and click, go here, click there, click here. No, that's absolutely not. It's about you understanding the business requirement. Think from a business point of view, right? Because just learning a tool is absolutely just not good enough. Because it's like, let me give you an analogy. You know, my father used to say, like, if you're a carpenter, right, you need to know how to make use of the tool, right? I mean, just knowing how to use the tool is not good enough. But if you don't understand what you're going to do with that tools, right, then it's no point. So the same goes with the Salesforce. Salesforce gives you a lot of flexibility to do different things in different ways, but you need to try to fit that from business perspective. At the end of the day, businesses use Salesforce, right? You don't see a high school kid or college kid dreaming to be a Salesforce developer or a Salesforce an architect because they don't teach this in the university to begin with. I mean, not during my time. I don't know if that would have changed today, but I haven't heard anyone talking about Salesforce, just freshly coming out from uni. So yeah, so that's why I said it's business to use it. So you need to think from a business point of view, how much value you can bring to any organization with your Salesforce knowledge. Think from a business point, even if you're a developer, right? It's great. You're a developer. Salesforce is great if you're a developer. Development is pretty easy on Salesforce platform because I have done a lot of development on Salesforce. It's fantastic platform. Yeah, it's different to other platform, right? Where it's. I mean, I felt a bit strange when I first started Salesforce because I came from C# background, so it was a bit different. But at the same time, it's very exciting. It's very stable, right? And it will not let you deploy stuff easily. You need to understand what you're trying to deploy. So, Salesforce makes it very informed choice behind the scene. So, okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. So please pay attention to security whenever you're studying for app builder certification. Security is very important, and even if you're not preparing for app builder certification, it's important from your own understanding point of view, right? Because I'm just wanted to, insist, I've been asked by a couple of people that, hey, you have dumps? Do you have dumps? You dumps? I just hate the question, to be honest. Why do we need dumps? I mean, you're cheating yourself, right? Dumps are the worst way to, play a certification. This certification is losing meaning because of people who uses dumps. I mean, I understand that, you are in a critical situation where you don't have a job, you wanted to get into Salesforce market, and you're an extremely talented person, Salesforce very well. But still, man, why do you use the dumps, right? Because you're not doing justification to yourself, you're cheating the system. Right? And someone else will come to know eventually if you use dumps or not, right? I mean, people have 15 certification, 20 certifications, and when you really interview them, right, I mean, they just lacks the basic understanding, and then you wonder, is the certification, then that makes the certification a total piece of a trash. I'm just not mean to offend anyone, but yeah, I mean, please don't come and ask me about the dumps, right? I'm not in favor of it, right? I'm in favor of educating people for free of cost to make them understand the Salesforce system very well, right? So that they can clear the certification with confidence, with full knowledge. That's my main intention, right? Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to talk about today. So greetings and adios from New Zealand. Bye-bye.